a bustling city. Bright lights. Noise. Amongst the chaos, two teenagers Jason and Amy find solace in each other. Jason, a dreamer from a poor background, and Amy, the daughter of well-to-do parents, share an unbreakable bond. Amy lands Jason as an opportunity to travel abroad but lacks the funds. Torn between her love for him and her loyalty to her family, she makes a bold decision, stealing from her parents. The consequences are dire, but she succeeds, and Jason leaves for a better future, promising to return for her. Amy faces the wrath of her parents when they discover the missing money. Accusations fly, and Amy is forced to lie, saying she lost the money. Her father is furious, and her mother, disappointed, warns her that love can be fleeting. But Amy clings to Jason's words, believing in their future together. Amy spends days alone, missing Jason terribly. She writes letters, but the distance makes things harder. She struggles with regret, knowing she sacrificed her relationship with her parents for Jason's future. Months pass. Calls, messages, and video chats keep their love alive. Jason struggles abroad but remains faithful, driven by his love for Amy. However, Amy, left behind in the city, starts seeking companionship. At first, it's innocent, going out with friends. Then, she meets David, a charming and well-established man. One night leads to another. Slowly, her loyalty to Jason fades. She convinces herself that Jason is far away and she needs to live her life. The messages to Jason become less frequent, excuses piling up. Jason, oblivious, works harder, saving money for their future. He still dreams of coming home to marry Amy. Amy starts to enjoy David's company. He showers her with attention and gifts, things Jason could never afford. She tells herself it's harmless, just filling the void Jason left behind. But one night, after a romantic dinner, she crosses a line she can never undo. Guilt consumes her. She tries to avoid David but finds herself drawn back in. Jason, sensing something is off, confronts her during a video call, but she reassures him with half-truths. Months turn into a year, and Amy's secret relationship with David grows. Jason, ever trusting, continues to save, unaware of the betrayal unfolding miles away. Amy's family, noticing her change, questions her about Jason. She avoids answering, unwilling to admit the truth. Her guilt weighs heavy, but she continues her double life. 2 years later. Christmas Eve. Jason, excited and hopeful, decides to surprise Amy. He books a ticket and flies back without informing her. Meanwhile, Amy is married to David and has a child. She has kept it a secret from Jason, hoping to avoid confrontation. Jason, eager, calls Amy and tells her he has a surprise for her. Overwhelmed with emotion and nostalgia, she agrees to the surprise, not knowing she was going to see Jason, bringing her child along. She arrives at the location Jason provided, a quiet, romantic setting. Jason steps out from the shadows. Amy freezes. Her heart races. Jason's face, once full of love, twists into horror as he sees the child in her arms. Who is that? Jason stammers. Amy tries to explain, but the weight of her betrayal silences her. Jason steps back, shaking his head, disbelief consuming him. Without another word, he turns and walks away. Amy calls after him, but he doesn't look back. Jason finds a hotel room, his world crumbling around him. He replays every moment, every message, every promise, and realizes he was living a lie. He blocks Amy on every platform. He erases her from his life. Amy, devastated, returns home to her husband and child, but guilt eats away at her. She tries to contact Jason, but he is gone, forever. Jason returns abroad, heartbroken. He throws himself into his work, drowning in the pain of betrayal. He deletes every trace of Amy, determined to forget her. Friends try to console him, but he refuses to speak of what happened. Amy, meanwhile, struggles with her choices. Her marriage, once exciting, starts to feel suffocating. She wonders if she made the right decision. Every Christmas, she thinks of Jason, hoping he will one day forgive her. Years pass. Amy watches Jason's life from afar through mutual friends. He moves on, but a part of him remains guarded. He never loves the same way again. One day, Jason receives a letter, no return address. Inside, an old photograph of him and Amy, with a short note, "I never stopped loving you. Forgive me." He hesitates, then burns the letter, unwilling to relive the past. Meanwhile, Amy's marriage is in turmoil. David has grown distant, suspecting her lingering feelings for Jason. One evening, she overhears a conversation between David and his friend, words that shake her to the core. "You should tell her the truth," the friend says. "No," David replies. "If she knew the child isn't mine, she'd leave." Amy's breath catches. Panic surges through her. She demands answers. David, cornered, confesses the child she thought was his was actually Jason's. David had known all along but kept it secret to prevent Amy from leaving him. Amy collapses in shock. She does the math, recalling her last night with Jason before he left. The truth was staring her in the face all these years. Amy wrestles with the revelation. She tries to contact Jason, but he has shut her out completely. Determined, she travels abroad to find him, armed with the truth he never knew. She finds him at a corporate event, looking sharp, successful, but emotionally distant. She approaches him, trembling. "Jason, we need to talk." Jason turns, cold and indifferent. There's nothing left to say. Tears in her eyes, Amy says, "The child, he's yours." Silence. Jason stares, his heart pounding. "What?" Amy explains everything. Jason's guarded expression wavers. A storm of emotions rages in him: anger, betrayal, love, disbelief. "Why now? After all this time?" Jason's voice breaks. "Because I was lied to, just like you were," Amy whispers. "And because I still love you." Jason walks away, needing time to process. Days pass. Finally, he calls Amy, agreeing to meet their son. As he looks into the child's eyes, something inside him shifts. Amy dares to hope. Can they rebuild what was lost? Thank you for watching. Please share, like and subscribe to my channel.